Hey everyone, it's me Clumsy. In today's video, I'll be going through everything on how to improve. I mean everything. Welcome to my first ultimate guide on how to improve in Fortnite. There's so much tips in this video, so make sure to watch till the end so you don't miss out on anything. And make sure to subscribe if this does help you. It does take a lot of time to make. Before we get right into the tips guys, here's a quick breakdown of today's video. It will be separated into two parts. We have the mechanics section. This includes aim, building, editing, things you can train in creative, and the second part will be game sense, fighting in arena. So this is like controlling and avoiding tilt, things like that. I'll also be breaking the smaller parts down. For example, aiming will be broken down to all its aspects, such as tracking, flicking, crosshair placement, and trigger discipline. I will also be going in full detail about how you can seriously improve every single mechanic and aspect in Fortnite to really make you a better player. I will even be giving you guys very helpful map codes that will help you improve tremendously. So again, this video did take a lot of time, so please subscribe, it does help. And without further ado, let's get right to it. I will be starting off with the mechanics section of this video, and again I will be explaining everything in every aspect in full detail. Let's start off with building. Building can be broken down into two parts. Building, all it is really knowledge, muscle memory, and practice. The knowledge part is knowing what to build in different scenarios. Some examples is like 90s, side jumps, high ground retakes, knowing piece control moves. You get the point. I'll be showing you guys a high ground retake in this video that I personally use, and it's very useful and very easy to learn. But before we do all that, how do you increase your knowledge? Think about real life. Increasing knowledge is spending time to learn something new. This applies to Fortnite, this applies to anything in real life. What I want you to do is just to go into a free build map every single day or whenever you have time and challenge yourself to learn a new move. This could be a new high ground retake, a new way to piece control someone, anything that you can think of that could be useful, and then apply it. The second part, which what we said was practice. While you're taking the knowledge and what you know and putting it into practice. Now let me show you a high ground retake that I find personally very useful. So I don't want to make this video too long guys, so I'm just going to show you one high ground retake that I personally use and it's very useful. So it's very simple. What you want to do is you want to place a ramp, place 4 walls like this, and then look up and place a ramp. So it should look something like this. And then you want to place a cone. Place a cone above the staircase, one beside. You're gonna jump. Once you jump here, you're gonna place 4 walls and a staircase under you. So right, you're gonna place the stuff. You're gonna jump 4 walls and a staircase right here. Right, so this is how it should look like this. Then this, and then once you've done this, you're gonna edit this and repeat it, and then you're gonna go like that, and you just keep redoing it and until you want to stop and crank out 90s, and that's how you do the high ground retake. The next part of this guide is your aiming. Now we can break down aim into 3 or 4 parts actually: tracking, flicking, crosshair placement, and trigger discipline. Now but before I go into all this detail, finding the right sensitivity for you is extremely important. So if you don't know how to find your sensitivity, don't worry, because the map I'm about to show you is honestly the best map ever created to train your aim and find your sensitivity. What I recommend you do is you hop into this map, and by the way guys, everything will be in the description below, all the map codes in this video. So guys, once you hop onto this map, it's Raiders 1v1 aim trainer. You can choose your HP, you have box fight duels, SMG tracking and training, shotgun flick training, aim duels with any gun of your choice, and we also have glider tracking, practicing your AR tracking. Now this map is going to be the main key for the aiming part in this video. You can practice and improve almost every aspect of your aim on this map. Again, code will be in the description. It's all in one map, and the amazing thing about this map is that you don't need a friend. You can matchmake against randoms. So the only thing I might need to explain really is the crosshair placement and the trigger discipline. So basically what crosshair placement is that you want your crosshair to be near head or chest level, so you don't have to do as much movements. Our goal is to minimize the movement we need to make or adjustments with our crosshair in order to hit our opponent. Trigger discipline is basically waiting until your crosshair is on the guy to make sure you land your shot. Taking your time and lining up a good headshot is extremely important and might be the key factor when it comes to those close range pump battles. Moving on to the editing part of this video. Editing can be broken down into 3 parts. We have edit speed, edit timing, and edit efficiency, aka crosshair placement, which we just discussed. It's basically the same exact thing when it comes to editing. You want to minimize the amount of movement you do and still being able to make the edit, so you have the most edit efficiency. Now I did make a video on how to improve editing, so make sure to check it out for more information. Before I go on, edit on release, we need to talk about it. Honestly, I say turn it on if you still do not have it. It makes editing much easier because you don't have to press your edit button again to confirm the edit. All you have to do is just release, and most pros are now using it. When you're practicing your editing, what you want to do is go into a free build map like I said earlier for the building section, because edit courses are harming you and are doing you no good if you really want to take it a step forward and truly improve your edit speed. Now, in order to become a faster editor, you really need to think about what you're doing. Sitting there in creative for 2 hours isn't going to cut it. That's just the hard truth. Edit speed consists of two main things like I mentioned: edit timing and edit efficiency, or in other words, you can say crosshair placement. Now, you may be saying, well, Clumsy, how do I improve my edit timing? Well, that's why I said to go to free build map. Think about what you're doing in a real game. Are you editing pre-built walls, pre-built structures? You're not. So practicing to place down your builds and editing them is how you're going to improve your editing timing, which then will lead you to being able to pull off double, triple, or even quad edits, making you an overall better editor. Now, for the piece control section of this video, it will be similar to the aiming section in some way. I have simply found a map, yes, you guessed it, made by Raider, and it's basically going to be the main thing for, you know, the piece control. It's just like the other one, you can practice so much, and it has so much realistic training. It has everything. Code will be in the description. Now, here's some examples of the map and all the feature it has. Now, this map has the basic piece control section. It also has advanced piece control section and a piece control tunnels, which will help with your edit speed and edit timing. It's all color coded and has numbers, and you have infinite repetitions. Now, there isn't much to say about this rather than put in the time, like 15 to 30 minutes a day doing this practice map. It's so realistic. You will 100% find opportunities to do this in game. With enough practice, it will come to you naturally. But again, it's important for you guys to know that piece control, it's all about predicting and being smart, outplaying your opponent, rather than, you know, having insane mechanics. How you gotta think, how can I box my opponent up to end the fight quickly? That's all piece control is, and with this map, you will become smarter and you will have 100%, again, like I said, get the opportunities to do this in game with just enough practice. That is it for the mechanics section of this video. Moving on to part 2, game sense. What we're going to talk about here is what separates you from being a good player rather than a creative warrior. Without game sense, having all these skills would mean nothing, because if you don't know what to do, when to do it, engage, disengage, is there really a point? Without this part, you can't be good at Fortnite. Now, how do you improve your game sense? Game sense is really just one main thing: hours played and experience. If you're spending hours in creative or more hours than actual game, you're doing something wrong. Now, you may be wondering, how is playing real games going to improve my game sense? And you know what, little Timmy? It's not. You have to VOD review yourself. This means make sure recording games is on in the settings and watch how you died. What did you do wrong? How could I have won that fight? Now, don't be like, oh, I died because of no mats, or I'm unlucky. Now, yes, some games you will be unlucky. You will end up having no mats. But if that's your excuse every game, you will not get better. Go in depth. From where you started, where you landed, decisions you took. How could you have avoided the fight in the first place? Disengage. Don't always say, sorry, I had no mats and I'm unlucky, because you're just never going to improve. Now, playing a real game, what do I mean? Don't go and play pubs, because that's not going to be the best way to get better. Play lots of arenas, especially arena solos. Now, why arena solos? The reason for this is because you must do everything by yourself when you're playing solos, right? There's no one watching you back, there's nobody helping you. It's the #1 way to get better at Fortnite. Combine this with what I just said a minute ago about game sense, and you'll see a huge improvement. Now, something that is really important and that we're missing, and without this, there's also no point of having all these skills, is being able to control your tilt, or in other words, rage. If you can't control your rage or frustration, your performance will decrease. I've seen so many good players play so bad because they're angry, and it costs them very easy wins. The #1 way to avoid tilting is taking breaks and just stepping out of the room for 15 to 30 minutes. During this time, do something else. Get your mind off the game and come back refreshed. You'll play way better. Trust me on this one. Finally, another thing you guys should be doing is playing lots of scrims. In the description, I will have so many links for everything I talked about in this video, including Discord scrim servers. Scrims are very good practice for endgames, unlike Arena, which is good for those 1v1s and handling third parties. Scrims are packed with players in endgame and will get you experience just like those cash cups and big tournaments. Guys, that was a lot of information, but if you made it, if you're still watching, congratulations, you made it to the end of the video. We covered so much. I really hope you learned something new and that you can take this information and put it to work. This took a lot of time for me to make, guys, so please subscribe, leave a like, comment any questions you have. I will be happy to answer them. It helps way more than you think when you guys subscribe and show some support. And I'll just see you guys in the next video.